to another little cook session with me. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're gonna do some vegan sushi, which is gonna be fantastic. I love sushi. Who does not like sushi? It's actually really simple to do. All you have to do is prepare a few things. Once you have everything prepared, it will actually go quite quickly. So what I have is I have some green asparagus, which I've just slightly cooked for a few minutes to get it a bit softer, and I sliced it in half. That's all you have to do. You don't need anything else. I have some sprouts. We're gonna use some sprouts. I have some regular sesame seeds, and I have some lovely black sesame seeds. We're going to use some of these as well. Then we have some cucumbers, sliced those also in very thin pieces like that, like finger long basically. And I also have some carrots, also just sliced. You don't need to cook any of this, just wash it, peel it, and slice it. Then we have some avocado and we have some mango, also just thinly sliced. I have some green onion, which I've also sliced into little pieces. I've prepared some soy sauce with some spring onions in it. And I have prepared a spicy mayo, which basically is a vegan mayonnaise with a spicy mayonnaise combined, and you just put a little dash of soy sauce in there, mix it together, and you'll have a lovely spicy mayo sauce for the sushi. Then I have some sliced smoked tofu, which is actually a really cool thing. There's some soy sauce on this and a little bit of maple syrup. I put this in the fridge for about like 6 hours and just let it marinate. Then put that on a baking sheet or baking tray. Heat the oven to 275 degrees. And then we're just gonna bake this in the oven. And it's gonna be very nice. It's gonna be like cooked, a little bit of crunchy. This one always reminds me a bit of like sweet water eel, which is great. So thinly sliced like that. Put this in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. You just have to keep on twisting and turning that a little bit. And then we have another really cool thing. We have a mushroom here. This is the perfect mushroom to imitate a scallop. So it already looks like a scallop. You can see you just cut them into these pieces, and then what you do is you put this in a little cup of water, put it in there for also like 6 to 8 hours. You can do it overnight, whenever you want. If you want to intensify the flavor of this, you can even add one of the sushi nori, which I have just basic sushi noris. You can put one of these in there as well to give it a bit more of a sea flavor. And then here I have just a few. These are basically the mushroom heads, which I've put also in some, I marinated it in soy sauce. And we're just gonna like briefly fry these, and we're gonna use them in one of our mixes as well. And one more thing I have is some vegan cream cheese. We're gonna also add that in one of our rolls. So we're pretty much good to go. We need to prepare one more thing besides the smoked tofu. We're gonna have our little scallops, and we're gonna fry them in the pan. Just heat a pan high with some oil. We're gonna fry them on both sides for about like 2 to 3 minutes each side. We're gonna add a small slice of vegan butter, a little dash of lemon, and that's pretty much it. And then We're gonna slice these in half after they're cooked. We're gonna have a perfect ingredient for our sushi. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna take these and we're gonna score the top and, you know, just do it one side to the other side and score it like this. We're gonna do this for all of them, and then we're gonna fry them up. And I'll show you then how we're gonna proceed with the making of the sushi. I hope you enjoyed. We've got a pan heated. We got our little mushroom scallops scored, and we're just gonna add them to the pan. And of course, what I totally forgot to tell, I have also prepared the most important thing, sushi rice. It's really not a hard thing to do. I did this already earlier today. But, you know, most important thing is that you get a sticky, good consistency of the sushi rice. All you have to do is cook the sushi rice, and then you're gonna add some rice vinegar, sugar, and some salt, and you mix this together, and that's it. While the rice still is kind of warm, doesn't need to be hot, just needs to be warm right after cooking, and goes really quick. And in the meantime, we have these cooked. They're going pretty good. I'm gonna get some of the butter and some of the butter. There we go. Some lemon here. So it's like really 2 to 3 minutes each side. And you can already see turning out really nice. Really cool thing to do. I think this is actually also what they did this year at the Oscars. They had the risotto with the mushroom scallop. Same thing. I mean, it really works fantastic, I have to say. I've been doing these for years. You can also eat them just like that. Really tasty. So, while this is cooking, let me check on our... Oh, those are doing pretty good too. We'll turn these down. So, pretty much towards the end, I'm just going to add a little bit of the vegan butter that we have to give it that extra flavor. And it's too bad you can't smell because it really smells like fish. It really smells like scallop. A little dash of salt, not too much. I put a little bit of pepper on this as well. And then we're going to add just a mini squeeze of lemon. And then our scallops are pretty much done. So I'll show you one of these. When you look at these, they look fantastic. I'm squeezing it, otherwise it would be round. Really cool thing. So we're gonna let them cool down, and then we're gonna slice them in half, and we're gonna make some nigiri with those. I'll show you that. Okay, so we're gonna start with our nigiri sushi. After the smoked tofu, I put them back in the little sauce that we had marinated them in, so that they stay nice and soft. They don't get too crunchy. And now all you have to do, get your fingertips a little wet, and then get yourself a little bit of the rice, not too much. I always like to have a little less, don't need too much rice. And then just roll them basically into a little piece like that. Don't roll them too hard, just quickly roll them, put them on your board. And then we're gonna take one of these tofu pieces and we're just gonna sit it right over it. And then we have our first nigiri. You can, of course, add a little bit of the nigiri around it. You don't have to. Always use a little bit of cold water to keep your fingers sticky, and that way you don't, the rice doesn't stick too much on your fingers. So really bite sizes, not too big, otherwise you're just gonna have rice and you don't want that. And then we're gonna take our scallops and I slice them into two little pieces like that. And we're just gonna set them right on top. And we have a really, really nice piece. And then just repeat this like 4 or 5 times. The scallop basically stays like that. You can, if you want to, you can take a little bit of the Brussels sprouts and just put it on top. And there you go. You have your first little sushi that looks like this. Get it on a nice platter. And then what I want to show you quickly, before we do all of these, we're going to do one roll. And let's see what we're going to do. Maybe we'll do a little bit of asparagus or so. Okay, so we're going to do a sushi roll now. Get your nigiri. And you're going to take the mat side on top. Get yourself a sushi mat. Again, hands wet. And this is always a sticky process. And you're going to get all the rice, not too thick, evenly distributed onto the sushi mat, the nigiri. Nigiri, the nori leaf. So sorry. So you just spread this all over here. And usually what I do is I leave a little bit on top. You'll just leave maybe like a centimeter or so where you don't have any rice, because that's going to be our it's going to be the part where we're going to close off the roll. So, and you know, if you want to, you can put a foil underneath this sushi mat. I try to do it always without foil because I hate plastic, and I don't even have any foil here anyways. But once you want to do an inside out roll, it comes in a bit handy, because then you don't have all the rice getting stuck to the sushi mat. So it's almost like you have to do it. Okay, so I've done this, put the rice on them, and it does take time, don't worry about that. It's perfectly fine. You see it there. And then we're gonna take some of our asparagus, and you always want to put everything in the middle of the sushi roll. So we have asparagus, and don't put too much. You never ever want to put too much. So this is gonna be a really, really nice roll, one of my favorite ones. I'm gonna take some avocado, just like we've sliced it up before. some avocado, just a few slices. Okay. That's one more piece for the end. Okay. Then we're gonna add some of the vegan cream cheese, just a little bit, a few dashes. And this is a almond-based vegan cream cheese that you can get in a lot of stores. It's called Simply V is the brand. It's perfect, perfectly fine. So on this one, I just want to add the rest of the mushrooms that we have toasted. This is a really nice combination. You have the mushrooms, you have the asparagus, the avocado, and the cream cheese, and then you have these like crunchy little mushrooms in there. Just lovely. So that's pretty much it. And then you're just gonna get this rolling. So just start to slowly put this up. Oh, before that, you're gonna take some more of the water and add this water just a little bit, the end of the nori leaf, so that it's gonna stick together nicely. And then you just like slowly roll this over. Keep on rolling and press firmly on the center to the sides. And then just keep on pulling the mat to the end like this until you basically reached the end part. And then you want to stick this all together. There we go. And we have a nice roll. Cut it in the center. Just right here. Use a really sharp knife, important. So then you have two pieces. Look like this from the inside. There you go. And then you just basically take these two pieces together. And well, we're gonna do one. Yeah, we're gonna do 3 cuts. 3 more cuts. I don't need the sushi pieces to be too thick. So yeah, there we go. We have our first roll, which is a asparagus, avocado, cream cheese, topped with some crunchy mushrooms. You're just gonna get this all set on the plate. Then we're going to continue with the next roll in just a second. Okay, so we're going to do an inside-out roll. So you're going to start again by putting the sushi rice on the mat, and we sprinkled over some of the sesame seeds. Then you're going to take a sushi mat and just put it on top of this, and you're going to flip this really quickly. Take it like that. Then flip it over. You have the sushi rice in here. And we're gonna do some cucumber. Again, cucumber, start with cucumber in the middle. We'll take some of the spring onion. Spring onion, really nice. That. And we're going to take a little bit, not too much of the asparagus as well. Then get the top part wet again. And now, same procedure as we had before. Start rolling. Firmly press. to the end of this, you basically have a nice piece like that. Just press it, slowly remove it. Here we go. I do have to say this rice also got quite sticky. And what we're going to do, we're going to top it with some nice mango and some avocado. Just put that on top, like one half the mango, and then on the other half we're going to put the avocado. And then we're going to cut this again into some nice pieces. Just try to like pull these down a little bit. And here we go. And we got our next roll. And that's how we do our sushi. Alright, so we got our sushi ready. It was, of course, a little bit of work, but it's always worth it if you see these fantastic creations, little platters. Get yourself some soy sauce, some spicy mayo, and yeah, enjoy it. Thanks for watching again. Recipe will be posted as usual. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.